Welcome to another episode of Go Ape Podcast. I'm Jon Randall. With me as always,
Brandon Geringer. Hello, Jonathan.
Hello, Brandon.
How are you doing?
We're both a little bit delirious.
I'm very silly.
I'm very sleepy.
You got red eye, really big.
Yeah.
You need to wake up.
It's we just watched a terrible film.
Yeah, we sure did.
All for our listeners. We even paid for this. We rented this movie.
Yeah.
Rented.
What we need is a PayPal account. People can give us money and they can say what I want.
Let
you to
them
watch.
pick the movie.
Yeah, I want you to watch this movie. Here's the money to watch it, and you can rent it or something.
It's not a bad idea.
Off one of the many streaming sites that offer movie rentals.
Yeah. How was your week?
It was okay, actually.
Yeah.
How was yours?
Lost some legends this week that made me sad.
Yep, sure did.
Lost Christopher Lee.
Yep.
Who a lot of people know him from Lord of the Rings as Saruman,
and
Count Dooku from the Star Wars prequels.
Yeah.
I cared for him in neither of those films.
Okay.
But he was my favorite Bond villain. He was in The Man with the Golden Gun with Roger Moore, who is my favorite James Bond.
You're definitely the minority in that.
That's fine. I've acknowledged that for years. That's fine. I don't care. Man with the Golden Gun's a great movie.
Okay.
So I was going to come home that day in honor of... Well, let me back up. He died on the 7th of June. His wife did not make it public knowledge until the 11th.
Okay.
Because she wanted to let all the family know first.
Right.
So I came home that day, sat down. I had just sat down and was about to start watching it on Blu-ray when I got a text from you.
Yep.
What did that text tell me?
Dusty Rhodes died. The American Dream.
That broke me.
Yeah, it was a rough day for you.
Yeah. That one was that gutted me. I was really upset about that.
Well, you're a big Dusty Rhodes fan.
I do like him a lot. So I spent the rest of the day pretty much reading every tweet from every wrestler I could imagine, and watching YouTube videos and then watching stuff on the WWE Network, like old videos, old wrestling matches of Dusty Rhodes. What I pretty much did the rest of the day.
Yep, in memory of.
Yep. So that was real. It's a real suck fest this week.
Yeah, it sucked, man.
So had that this week. That's the week. That was the whole week.
Yep, it's been a crazy week. What about Hollywood Minute? You got that? Are we doing that? No Hollywood Minute?
I mean, there were a couple things this week, but honestly, I'm not prepared for it right now. I mean, I could try to find some real quick, but I noted a couple things this week, but nothing crazy.
I didn't see anything too nuts. I guess
Mm.
Jurassic World came out.
Yeah, yesterday. I'm going to go see it Monday.
Oh, you are? You are going to go see it?
That's the plan. A buddy of mine from work wants to see it, so when I get off work at like 6 o'clock on Monday, I'm going to go see it.
Okay, cool.
So maybe next week I will let our listeners and you know.
I hope so.
How it was.
I will not be seeing it in the theater.
Not into it, huh?
No, definitely not. And I see that Rotten Tomatoes, it looks like Rotten Tomatoes has got it at a 70%.
That's not awful.
Well, whenever it hits 70%, it's always a kind of flashing moment for me, where I know that Rotten Tomatoes has pretty much flooded it with reviews until it gets above a splat. Is that at 60%? I can't remember.
60% is what splats now. Years ago, it was 70%.
Right. Well, I know that they still do that at 60%. If it starts hovering right around 60, they'll just keep filling it full until it gets a ripe tomato. But I'm certain it's going to be a lot of fun up on the big screen. But yeah, you have to let us know how it is. And you'll be going to the movies again. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the last time was Mad Max, and before that was a long time ago.
Before that was Ninja Turtles last year.
Whoa, boy. That's a rough one.
Yeah. Well, luckily I used a free movie pass for that one. I didn't pay for that shit.
That's good. You paid for it in blood, though, didn't you? Mm-hmm. You gave blood to get a free movie ticket?
That is true.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. I did, actually.
That's all right. You grow that shit back. Right?
Yeah, it comes back.
Well, I guess we need to hit the movie, don't we? Or do we have anything else?
All right, Hollywood Minute. You ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
I got a couple things.
Go for it. And go.
Ron Perlman set out this week on Twitter to get people trending Hellboy 3 so they'd make Hellboy 3.
How'd that work out for him?
It did become trending, like one of the worldwide trends.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to turn out for him.
I don't think it's going to turn out well.
You don't think they're going to make one?
No. I think the second movie's horrible. But it's got a pretty high Tomatoes review rating.
They released the poster for Independence Day 2 this week.
Doesn't look that great. I mean,
it appears to be a massive ship blasting the Earth.
Okay, so like when we just had one hitting a building.
Yeah, now it's a whole ship. Yeah. It's like a huge mothership hitting the entire Earth.
I can't believe they're making that movie, to be honest with you.
Okay.
That's just
I agree.
That's incredible.
I agree with you. A-Team and the Grey director, Joe Carnahan, might direct Bad Boys 3. Why are they making a Bad Boys 3?
Terrible. It's terrible. I got one for you.
Oh, I got one more here.
Okay.
Well, I got a couple more, but...
Okay, go for it.
Pitch Perfect 3 confirmed.
Okay. Well, let's continue on to the next
original writer.
No more. Okay. We're done. We're done with that.
All right. They did have an exclusive first look of Mulder and Scully this week for the X-Files.
You did see that? I did see that.
And they announced who the receptionist will be in the new Ghostbusters reboot.
That's ridiculous information.
Did you see who it was?
No. Let me guess.
Take a guess. Now, no, this is the female Ghostbuster movie, not the male version they're doing. So, who's going to be the receptionist in the female Ghostbuster movie?
Now, who are the Ghostbusters in the female one again? I can't remember.
It's Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Wiig, and two other women.
Rumor Willis.
I don't think it's Rumor Willis. It's not Rumor Willis.
I thought it was.
No, it's that. I would have remembered that name.
Tina Fey.
No, you're thinking the wrong way.
Oh, it's gonna be a guy.
Exactly. It's an all-female cast. It's a guy.
Andy Samberg.
Chris Hemsworth.
Oh wow. Okay.
Chris Hemsworth is the receptionist for the new.
That doesn't really flip around correctly, in my opinion. No offense to Annie Potts, she always had a nice kind of cuteness about her, but yeah, I don't think those really match up.
There you go.
Rumor Willis was going to be in it.
I don't think so, man. But
you look it up.
I'll look right now.
Well,
you said you had something.
Yeah,
for me,
just
right?
a little thing. Did you see that they've cast the Punisher for the second season of Daredevil?
I heard about that, but I didn't hear who they cast.
The guy they cast was the guy who played Shane on the first couple seasons of Walking Dead. It was the guy who slept with Rick's wife. It was his buddy.
Okay, I know the
He's
guy
got
you're
kind of a
talking
slanted
about.
down nose.
I don't like him. I
Okay,
don't like his face.
He almost makes a perfect looking Punisher, but that's okay.
You think?
Oh yeah, I mean definitely. He's got that kind of like hard nose, straight.
It's Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Wiig, Leslie Jones, and Kate McKinnon. I don't know who those last two people are.
More Silent Live people.
I don't know either of those last two people. But there you go.
They're these new Silent Live people that are ass.
Those are your Ghostbusters.
Okay.
Rumor Willis. I would have remembered that.
I'm certain she'll show up.
I mean, you could park a car. They could park Ecto-1 on her chin.
Oh,
she's a monster.
Yeah, I don't like her at all.
Is your phone on silent?
It doesn't matter. It's like 1 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night.
It is midnight.
It is on silent, but it doesn't really matter. I don't think anybody's going to text me. I have no friends, really.
You're sitting with him.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I've got a couple other ones. But
he just left.
They never text me.
He just left.
They don't text me at night like this. Batman and Robin came out in 1997. It's a movie we just watched.
Tell me more.
Yeah, I don't know how much it made.
You didn't get that?
No. This is your deal.
What? This is not me.
Okay, everybody, if you go back 2 episodes, okay, we were doing Mad Max, and this asshole right here springs the fact that all of a sudden we were going to do Batman and Robin. Now, when we originally agreed to do, I introduced the idea to do the worst of our movies that we hated. Of course, we picked his movie and my movie. And then when we did the Mad Max video podcast, he says, "Oh, we're going to do the Batman and Robin too." And I said, "Oh, we are? I thought we were going to do that in the Batman movies."
I am certain that this was your idea.
We've got the audio, Jonathan.
I understand that, but I feel like if we go back and listen to it, that we're going to find out that this was you.
I've listened to these podcasts like 3 and 4 times each.
Well, but see, you're losing stuff. It's getting muddled in your mind.
Well, what we'll do is
it's getting muddled in your old mind.
What we'll do is we'll just wait. We'll listen to the podcast of Mad Max,
and then we'll come back and do this podcast.
No, we'll do it live here on the podcast, so people will hear.
We don't have time to listen to an entire podcast, Brandon.
Well, our dedicated listeners definitely know that it was not my idea to do this movie.
Somebody.
It was
either
you!
No, I'm saying somebody, either Joe or Trey, will go back and get us the correct answer. Okay?
That is the correct answer.
The budget for the film was $140 million.
Damn.
The box office... Let's stop for a second. Where did all that money go? Somebody was stealing this money. $140 million budget?
It went into the actors' pockets.
I was going to say, somebody stole this money.
It was the fucking casting.
Because it sure as shit didn't go into the sets. All right. The box office, it made $238.2
That's way
million.
too much. It should not have made that much money.
Well, it got some of my money.
It's 11% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It got some of my money.
That's upset. Yeah, tell that story.
Well, all right. So let's just run down the credits real quick. Joel Schumacher, written by Akiva Goldsman. That's your culprit right there.
Okay.
Starring George Clooney, Chris O'Donnell, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Uma Thurman, and Mushmouth Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah.
I did go see this movie in the theater. Oh my god. I wanted to leave within 7 minutes into the movie. I tried to leave. We'll cover that when we get to it in the podcast, or when we get to the review. I looked at my buddy that I went to see it with, and I was like, let's just leave. Let's leave. They'll give us our money back. It's like 7 minutes in.
Yeah.
They'll give us our money back. We tell them that this was awful and we made a mistake. And he was like, nah, man, it'll get better. It'll get better. Didn't get better. Didn't get better.
Have you ever had that before happen to you?
What do you mean?
You wanted to instantly leave the film?
No. This is the only movie. This is the only movie that I've ever come that close to walking out on.
Phantom Menace was the one I wanted to leave. That's the only one.
By the way, I just clicked on this guy's name that wrote this movie just to see what else he has for credits.
Sure.
First thing I see, he received an Academy Award for Best Adapted Screenplay for A Beautiful Mind.
Whoa!
This guy won an Academy Award that wrote this movie.
Oh.
That's
He really did better.
His filmography also includes the films Batman Forever, its sequel Batman and Robin, I Am Legend,
That's bad.
and Cinderella Man.
Wow. Wow.
How does he...
He can really fluctuate. Drugs.
Yeah. How does he have two spectrums like
He
that?
takes drugs.
That's incredible.
Yeah. He's got like mind-altering drugs he takes for movies like this.
I wish I'd have had some for when we watched this.
Yeah, this was really bad.
Right.
And I will say that I still place it as number 2, but it's just so absurd. But there's almost like a constant absurdity to the movie, in which once you get your mind into that setting, that you understand what it's doing so poorly, it numbs you to the point where you just really want to stop watching it. But it doesn't get any worse. It stays at a constant bottom of the barrel sewer level throughout the whole film.
Constant absurdity.
Yeah, constant absurdity throughout the whole thing. So the movie starts off with some garish, stupid, I don't know, computer-generated graphics of the different bat symbols and their names of the people who made the movie and the people that are in it, blah, blah, blah.
The first note I wrote was asses and crotches.
Yeah, it's nothing but asses, crotches, and nipples.
That's the first note I wrote.
I've got the gear up scene is instantly ass, literally.
Literally.
That right there should have been a huge flag to a lot of people. That you were going to see a Joel Schumacher just insanity fest is what this is. Now, I do know that in an interview, Joel Schumacher, who directed this film, he said that this was a sci-fi opera. Now, what the hell does that mean?
I don't know what that is.
It's a sci-fi opera. Now, I want to kind of say what its deal is now, but I think I'll just wait till the end. Yeah. So yeah, the gear up scene is instantly ass, and it shows like the Batmobile, and it just looks atrocious. It looks like a Spark wind-up
It's not
car.
even enclosed. It's a convertible, essentially.
Yeah, he's gonna eat a lot of bugs on his way down the road.
It's a one-seat vehicle. It's not even two seats. It's one seat for him. No cockpit cover.
He's sitting right in the middle.
It's like a Formula One car where he's sitting.
And it looks like one of those cars or machines or something, the old toys that you used to like pull back and let it go and stuff, and there would be a bunch of sparks in the middle of it. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, it's powered by neon.
Yeah, it's powered by...
It's got a neon turbine. It's powered by the same thing Mr. Freeze is powered by.
And there's just tons of smoke in the Batcave, tons of lights and stuff, and it's massive in size. I've got right here, the Batmobile is terrible. Neon absurdity is what it is. Alfred is there. It's the same Alfred who played Alfred in the other movies.
Michael Gough.
Okay, and he says, of course, Robin's there too. And who's the guy who's
Chris O'Donnell?
His career's in the shitter. It's been for years.
Are you kidding me? He's on like one of those CSI shows. He's set for life.
Is he?
He's on like CSI LA with LL Cool J as his partner.
Okay, let's just keep going here.
This is all true.
Wow.
CBS, thanks CBS.
Really hoodwinked these people to hire him. So yeah, he's got his bat. He
was in that Al Pacino movie. Hooah!
Yeah,
Hooah!
I think it was before this.
Sit woman.
Was this the Robin Mobile? It's a motorcycle.
It was a motorcycle. It's the Redbird.
The Redbird. Okay, and Alfred says, "I'll cancel the pizzas." Because
he says, "Don't wait up."
Yeah, don't wait up. I'll cancel the pizzas.
Oh my god! And then Alfred leans against a wall.
Yeah,
he had a huffs and puffs.
Yeah,
I think there's just a lot of steps to get in the back
it was it was a spot of mustard or a bit of bad beef or something.
Yeah, there's more of gravy than of gravy of him.
Yeah, he's. And then we have what is in essence, I would say, roughly half a mile of tunnel
out of that cave.
Bat cave tunnel. That's. And you said
extremely ornate.
Yeah.
I said, where did he find so many masons to keep his secret?
Yeah, he must have killed them all. Snapped on their necks after they made it.
That's like 100. Yeah. That's like 100-man job to build that tunnel.
Gather around, guys. Everybody gather close.
Everybody step into this room. It's not a gas chamber.
Yeah, and then killed them all. Yeah, it's absolutely stupid, and it goes on forever. Why do you need that long a tunnel?
They got to build up speed.
I guess, man. Hell, they're going to burn up half their tanks of gas before they even get out of there.
They got to fill up at the end.
So guess what Mr. Freeze is doing? Because he's our main villain.
I don't know.
He's freezing people.
I put Arnold's cold as ice. Paradise.
Stupid. He says such things as, and we'll just go out and put it. I mean, you got Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. All right.
Terrible casting.
Yeah, he's a doctor. He's also a bicathlon. Decathlon.
10 events.
Yeah, he's
an Olympic decathlon medalist.
He's a master sculptor. He is
ice sculptor.
And of course, every line out of his mouth is some sort of terrible
pun
on ice, cold, freeze, chill, cool, yada yada yada.
It'd be a cold time in the old city tonight.
God,
it's just shit like that constantly out of his mouth.
So he's freezing people in some sort of. Is it a ball or something? Or is that the part where... No, it was at the dino place. It was like at a museum.
Yes. They were like a museum to start with.
Oh my god. Well, it's hard to tell because you can tell that they obviously use like the same location for every scene.
Yes. Every set in this movie, every big scene, I'm convinced took place in the exact same warehouse. They just changed the set dressing.
That's exactly what it feels like.
Yes. Every single scene feels like it's in the same warehouse with a different set dressing is what the movie feels like.
The Iceman cometh. Freeze! As he freezes everybody.
Jesus Christ.
So he grabs a big diamond. Now, for starters, there's never been a diamond ever on this planet the size of this diamond. Let alone the thousands that are pretty much in this movie that they show towards the end. They're already cut, and they're pretty much perfect quality and clarity. Okay?
And color.
Yeah. They're amazing. So he grabs this big diamond as he freezes the case. These, I'm gonna let you know, I wrote a bunch of notes, but these are not like super detailed.
My God, these notes! Yeah. Scroll through that.
Yeah, I'm doing work.
That's incredible.
I'm doing work while we're doing this.
That's an incredible amount of fucking notes.
And I don't want to miss anything.
I'm gonna have to relive this whole goddamn movie again based on your notes.
Yeah, you better believe it. This is the last time I'm ever watching this fucking film. Definitely.
Now wait a minute. We said a minute ago.
I won't watch any of these movies.
Wait. We said a minute ago if our fans put money in the PayPal account to make us watch a movie.
I'm not going to watch this.
What if they say it again?
It can't be a movie we've already watched. Especially one that I said I'm not going to watch anymore.
Now you're changing rules.
Now you're just trying to get one over on me. That's what they're trying to do. Trying to kill me is what they're trying to do. That's murder. So he grabs the big diamond.
Dude, just chill.
Damn it. I'm certain there'll be a lot of those. So Batman bursts down through the ceiling. It's made of glass. There's like a glass thing. Mm-hmm. And enter our Batman of the movie, George Clooney. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, he is the worst fucking Batman, Bruce Wayne, we've ever had.
Worse than Val Kilmer?
Yes. Actually,
worse than Adam West?
Yes. Val Kilmer, a lot of people, I've read that people actually enjoyed him as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. Yep. He was a good Bruce Wayne.
And the movies as they go, with the Tim Burton ones and the Joel Schumacher ones, they all just go down a slippery slope, and then they just fall off the edge with this fucking film.
Speaking of things going down a slippery slope,
there's a lot of that. It's going to be Batman going down this fucking... he lands on a dinosaur head. It's a brontosaurus.
Yeah. Batman's actually played by Fred Flintstone.
Perfect. That is perfect.
Because he fucking slides down his back in the most comical fashion. I mean, all of Fred getting off work.
Yeah.
Somebody has sounded the alarm. Day's over. Yubba dubba doo. Fucking Batman sliding down this brontosaurus's neck, back, tail, and then wires.
Extreme wire work. Now, before this, he introduces himself to Mr. Freeze. He says,
Hi, Freeze.
Hey, Freeze.
I'm Batman.
And when he does...
he almost jiggles his head off.
Now, George Clooney, which all our millions of listeners know, that I have no whole bunch of respect for him. He's not great at anything. I don't think he's that great. His head fucking bounces like he's a fucking bobblehead. Anytime he says anything. His head's got to be at a 45-degree angle with his forehead facing you, and his eyes are looking at you, and his head's just bobbling all over the fucking place with this film. Hey, Freeze, I'm Batman. Now, why does he have to say that? Okay, because anybody in Gotham knows who fuck Batman is. They actually say it in the movie. We've got Batman and Robin to save us in this movie. You know, they're going to save the town. So why would he have to say, hey, Freeze, I'm Batman? Slides down, flies, extreme wire work. The wire work is atrocious in this film.
The wire work in this movie is like levels of Cirque du Soleil.
It really is.
Like, it would make Cirque du Soleil jealous how much these people are flying around.
And this is the thing. If I'm filming a scene and I see that movie where someone is on wires and they're moving in a certain,
lateral fashion.
Yeah, lateral fashion. And then all of a sudden their body kind of either goes up or down and then continues on again. The wires are not working for you, pal. That's a bad scene. You need to re-edit. You need to recut. You need to shoot that. Because there's many times where they're going, and they'll be going straight up, then all of a sudden the wires will take them in a completely different direction. It is such a terrible, terrible, terrible thing to see. Completely kills your movie. I don't care what it is. If Star Wars had a scene like that, I would be like, ooh, that looks atrocious. Like, this is a very bad scene. And it does it all throughout this fucking film. So yeah, he slams into Freeze's chest. He drops the diamond. Robin busts through he just busts through the wall.
On his motorcycle.
He doesn't know what's behind that wall. He doesn't know how he was going to land.
There could have been people there.
Listen, this is what you're going to do. Look at your neighbor's house, and then just think about a room that might be there, and then think about just throwing yourself through that wall. And what do you think the outcome of that's going to be? Not only that, drive a bike through that and see what the outcome is going to be. You don't know what you're landing into. Is that in the middle of two rooms meeting together? Is there a huge post there? He could have been killed. So it's absolutely ridiculous, but even what's more ridiculous, the explosion of wall created his symbol.
The Robin symbol.
The Robin symbol. A lot of people might have missed that when they're watching this film. They're already slack-jawed, amazed at what they're seeing. The atrociousness of Schwarzenegger. The terribleness of George Clooney. The extremely plastic ice that's created with Mr. Freeze's ray. And then all of a sudden, this asshole throws himself through the wall, and he creates his own symbol.
$140 million budget.
Amazing. Now, I want to say this at this moment. It's at this point, and the next scene definitely is a bad part of the movie. Which I know this is your part to chime in. This is where this movie kind of sets what it's going to do. And I understand what it's doing, and what it's doing, nobody wants to see. But the movie says, you know what? I've still got about, an hour and 45 minutes left of this.
Oh, dude, no.
I'm just saying with the whole, with the scene that you're about to talk about, this whole first part, and then on, okay, is about, an hour and 52 minutes there. It's going to do something that nobody wanted to watch. And that's what this movie's all about. It's doing what it's doing, and nobody wants to see it.
I think the only reason I say that is because I think it's important people understand we're literally at this point in the movie, 5 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
This is 5 minutes in. Everything we've talked about has happened in 5 minutes.
Yep. And I will say, this whole movie is not slow, but it's so atrociously fast, and it's doing stuff so stupid, it's trying to make you go on to the next stupid scene so you won't think about what you're watching is so absurd. That's what it does.
There's no recovery time.
No, there's no recovery time to sit there and go, hold on, that was absolutely stupid. Why am I sitting there watching this movie? So, Robin jumps up beside Batman, there's like a vase that gets knocked over. Yeah. And again, there's wire work, I believe, on the vase.
On the vase.
So that's atrocious.
Because it flies straight up in the air.
He tells Batman tells Robin, you break it, you buy it. And there's just, it's like whoever wrote their lines was just like, okay, George Clooney's reading his lines. He's like, I see here through 4 or 5 pages, all I'm doing is one-liners. That's what the whole movie is, pretty much. One-liners between the two of them back and forward. Kill the heroes! Arnold Schwarzenegger says as his hockey team...
Hockey team Ice Thugs come out.
Ice Thugs, yeah. They've got their hockey sticks. They've got their shorts. They've got their tank tops. And now you spotted something, which I think was a very good spot.
Yeah, so he yells, kill the heroes. The ice skating team is now skating.
And they're menacing. They're menacing around Batman and Robin.
Yeah. And it cuts to a wide-angle shot from above of Mr. Freeze walking towards...
steps.
Some steps. I don't remember what the hell he was going for. I think his gun. His gun ended up like on top of a thing.
Yeah.
Also more wire work.
It got kicked up there and it went... whoop.
Yep. And his gun ended up on top of like some huge, massive statue. So he's going up there to get his gun. So it cuts to this wide-angle shot. Mr. Freeze is walking towards these steps. There is a goddamn spotlight just tracking Mr. Freeze as he walks.
Yep.
What?
It is completely absurd, but I understand its reason. I understand the reason.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
Like, what movie has ever been lit? You know what? Let's track our talent with a spotlight as they walk. Like, was this a stage play?
Yeah.
Did they record a stage play? Is that what this movie was?
Well, that's what exactly it is. That is what this movie is, okay? The movie is several things, if you want to say it. This is going to go watch any type of show on ice. Watch any type of play, like you discussed.
Batman on ice.
Or better yet, go to a theme park and watch a reproduction...
A stunt show.
A stunt show of Batman and Robin. That's what this whole movie is. And that's what I'm saying is, from beginning to end of this film, I finally realized that's what this movie is. You're watching something that shouldn't be given to you in a movie format. And in fact, he tries to film it as if it's not a movie, with the spotlight and some of this terrible acting, overacting, incredible lighting that they use throughout the thing. It's supposed to be, what you're watching is supposed to be at like Carowinds. You know? A bunch of kids sitting in rafters watching these terrible overacting one-liners and spotlights all over the place. That's what this whole movie is. So I think once my mind understood that, I was able to understand the madness behind it. But nobody wants to watch that.
No.
You don't want to watch a movie like that. It just doesn't go well.
So Batman and Robin get knocked down by these hockey thugs. There's a little bit of skirmish, you know, they're going around. There's some skating going around. They've got hockey sticks. You know, Batman and Robin yank a couple of the hockey sticks from them. Of course, it's the old trope of let's play keep away with the diamond, you know, hitting it back and forth from these thugs. So eventually they get knocked down, Batman and Robin. Right beside each other, too, by the way. They look at each other. They do a little head nod. They click their heels together, and ice skates come out of their boots.
You're really prepared when you've got fucking ice skates in your boots.
Especially for a villain that when the police commissioner called you, said he's calling himself Mr. Freeze. So he's never encountered this villain. So he says to Alfred, hey Alfred, I need you to engineer me a pair of boots with ice skates built into them, just in case I ever come up against a villain that freezes everything.
He's really prepared for anything. I mean, really, anything.
This is the point, by the way, we are now 7 minutes into this 2-hour film, where when I was in the theater, I looked at my friend and I was like, let's go. Let's leave.
And what did he say?
No, man, it's going to get better. It's going to be okay. It's going to get better. Let's just stay. Nope. Didn't get better. It actually gets a lot worse.
It does get a lot worse.
But I can't reiterate enough how we are 7 minutes into this film and this absurdity is going on.
You've already had fight or flight.
Yes.
And you were like, let's fight. Let's go.
That mechanism.
I can't win this.
It's the only time ever I've been in the movies and been like, we got to go. We got to get out. We got to go. It's the only movie that's ever caused this reaction from me. To where I'd have been like, I'm getting up and leaving this film.
Yeah.
I mean, if I would not have been with
him,
Jeff,
yeah, he would have left.
I would have got up and left. I would have left.
I wish you had.
I wish I had.
They're called the hockey team from hell, is what Robin says. Mm-hmm. And so Mr. Freeze, he knocks a security guy, because security guys come out just to get their ass kicked. It would be helpful if they actually swung their like sticks they had at Mr. Freeze. He throws a security guy all the way up to the top of this huge statue, and the wire work is the worst ever seen. As the guy flailing his arms is going up the side of it, and it just keeps showing shots of him going whoop 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 whoop. And throughout the whole movie, there's all sorts of cartoon noises, and it's this is a mixture of a cartoon, a play, a musical, an on ice production, and a theme park show. So it knocks off his statue, and knocks the gun off the statue. He says, I got here, freezes the dino. There's a lot of that. Freezes. He freezes the dino. It buckles and crumbles under the weight. Extreme wire work, once again. Mr. Freeze, everybody's got wires all over the place. He jumps into his vehicle, which his vehicle looks stupid. It looks like to me it almost looks like one of those old Volkswagen vans that they've made it silver, made it for one person, and then put a bunch of spiky bits in the front of it. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like one of those old Streamliner trailers, like those silver trailers that you tow behind your car.
Yeah, you're right.
From the 50s. That's what it looks like. They cut a window into it and put a bunch of icicles on the front.
And then he gets into a rocket ship.
Yeah, he pulls like a knob, and his convertible top opens, and all of a sudden a rocket is coming out of his car, and he decides he's going to take off
in a rocket. He's inside a building. That's not going to hold him back.
He doesn't give a shit.
No, that's not going to hold him back. So yeah, Robin, he suction cups himself to the side of the rocket ship, and Batman gets inside it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you've got Robin on the outside, Batman's on the inside. I think Batman attacks Freeze beats him back, and then freezes his hands to the walls in there.
Correct.
They're going into space.
Yeah. He's straight Dr. Evil in this thing.
But for some reason, Freeze jumps out. Batman says something that you're going to kill thousands of people. There's no real rhyme or reason or explanation about what's going on.
None of this makes sense because here's my problem, right? Freeze, like you said, jumps out and has some glider shit come out of his back, and he's gliding back to the Earth.
Right.
Why did he ever take off in the rocket? You don't know.
I have no
idea. It
idea.
doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't say anything. It doesn't explain anything.
Because if Batman wouldn't have gotten into the rocket with him, clean getaway. Space. Yeah. Clean getaway. But, why were you going to space? What were you going to do up there?
I have no idea.
What was he going to do? It doesn't make any sense. They never explain it.
Well, Freeze then jumps out. He's like, I'm out of here. He sprouts wings.
Yeah.
It looks atrocious. Robin jumps inside the spaceship, the rocket. We're talking about a rocket ship. And he cuts Batman out of the ice. And he goes, Bat Bomb! As Batman shows that he's got a bomb on his belt. And he, I guess, rigs it to blow up. And as they use the doors of the rocket as air surfboards.
Surfboards.
I've written here, I'm at a loss.
Look, dude, they're surfing back to the Earth. They got to catch Freeze, get the diamond, and then just surf in style back into Gotham City.
Yeah, their feet are not tethered down or strapped down.
They're not in any kind of a strap.
And there is a moment where Robin is upside down.
Several.
Yeah, with the board at his feet. Now, anybody that knows anything about almost anything would know that that board would go whoop away from him. They're not attached to his feet. They don't fall at the same time.
I mean, unless he's going to bend over and hold it with his hand, but he didn't.
No. So that's amazing. They all land together in this, Mr. Freeze uses his gun to, slow his descent down or some shit. They all kind of land together, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they're in, this...
A blizzard.
A blizzard underneath some sort of building or something.
Yeah, either in a sewer or in a building, there's a blizzard going on.
And there's just tons of snow. I've got here, Robin is frozen, as the beam is used on him.
Yep.
Freeze's vehicle busts through the bricks, and Batman has to choose between freeing Robin or chasing Mr. Freeze.
Because everybody who's freezed in this movie only has 11 minutes to survive or they will die.
And of course, Mr. Freeze is constantly, saying his little lines and saying stuff like, you've got to save the bird boy or chase the villain, so he knows who he is in his role. It's almost kind of like that breaking the barrier type thing. So he takes Robin, who looks to be weighing about maybe 15 pounds.
Yeah, he takes a big plastic prop.
Puts it in some water, and uses some beam to thaw out Robin.
A heat ray to heat up the water to melt Robin.
Seems like that would hurt him. I guess not. A horrible shot of a jungles in ruin in South America shows us the lady that would be Poison Ivy. I didn't care to even write down what this freak environmentalist shithead played by Uma Thurman, her original name is. I just got her written as Poison Ivy.
I think it would be Pamela Isley.
Okay.
Because that's who that was. That's what we're going to call her.
And I want to go ahead and just say on record that I think Poison Ivy has always been an absolutely atrocious villain. I'm certain that someone on the comic books have done her justice, but the idea of her and what she does to me is very, very dumb. And she is not a cool villain whatsoever. And in fact, she may be one of his worst villains. Who's worse? Riddler? Riddler's pretty cool. No?
His worst villain?
Like, dumb. Like the ones that are well-known. I'm talking about the well-known villains. To me, she's the worst.
Okay.
Two-Face has no powers. He doesn't know nothing.
What sprang to my mind immediately was the ventriloquist. With this dummy.
Am I right? That's the thing, is a lot of his villains are just kind of like him. They don't have any powers whatsoever. Yeah. Two-Face, the Penguin.
They're all crazy.
Joker doesn't have any powers, does he?
No.
Unless you're playing him in the Nintendo game. He's 10 feet tall. Not of the guys he fights don't have any powers. Harley Quinn doesn't have any powers. But then he does have some that have some. So she's terrible. I don't like her in here. So she's in South America in these ruins. She's doing some experiments on venom and plants. There's also another scientist there who's showing the world leaders, I guess that's who they are, that were up on that banister, an experiment where they strap some scrawny dude down and inject him full of this super serum that he calls venom. Okay? And I've gotten here written down, I hate this movie more than D&D movie.
Well, it's super racist, too. Like, all the people he's demonstrating it to this to are, like, Middle Eastern and Chinese. Yeah. Like, Asian. Mm. Like, yes, our enemies.
Yeah, the enemies of the Western world, I guess. But yeah, I hate this movie more than D&D. It's just pure hatred that just comes out from it. Because it's just, I don't know, there's something about it. It's so bad. So the little scrawny guy becomes Bane, a huge muscle-bound freak, who's, again, everything's neon in this whole movie. I can't express that more. There's green neon lights, shit lights everywhere in this experiment scientist lab. So yeah, he becomes Bane. How does Bane look?
Better than he did in the Christopher Nolan movie.
He looked more like Bane, right?
Yeah. At least his mask looked better anyways.
He still looks stupid.
Yeah. His arms are cartoony, like veins, like drawn onto the arms, and his whole skin has like a green tint to it, which is terrible. Like,
he's just an idiot.
He's trash. It's trash. It's all trash. It's trash.
Well, Ivy, that's what I'm going to call her. Ivy confronts this scientist played by
John Glover.
Clamp.
Daniel Clamp from Gremlins 2.
The new batch.
And a lot of other people might know him as Lionel Luthor from Smallville. He was Lex Luthor's dad.
I've always liked him.
Yeah, he's a good actor. I like John Glover a lot. Unfortunately,
he's in this fucking film.
And he hams it up a little bit coming up.
He does ham it up. So, she confronts the scientist on his experiment. She doesn't like it. And Uma Thurman, everybody's bad in this film. It's really hard to spotlight anybody that's anything good. Everybody's terrible. He goes ape shit. That's the name, ape. Go ape. He pushes her over onto some chemicals and then pushes her a table full of poisons and toxins all over her.
But he dumps a meth lab on her.
Yeah, and after that here, he screams like a crazy loon when he pushes her.
Yeah.
He's like talking to her, then all of a sudden he just kind of stops and goes, yeah! And screams and pushes it over. And it's really ridiculous when he does that. So, Bruce Wayne shows a video and tells a story of how Freeze came to be. While he's still, get this, he's cooling off. Like he's warming up. He's all cold.
They're in bathrobes.
Yeah, they're in bathrobes.
He's in bathrobes the whole movie at home. Did you notice that?
I did notice that. He's very cold.
I mean, almost always at home, he's in a bathrobe.
He's a player.
He's Hugh Hefner.
I guess so.
Yeah, so he's analyzing Mr. Freeze. He's analyzing his suit, talking about how the suit's powered.
Are you saying analyze or analyze?
How does he know any of this?
He instantly knows it, dude. He's got computer.
He's never encountered this villain before.
And he's just gotten home to warm himself up from his cold endeavor with this guy.
Fucking Robin's sitting there practically drinking hot chocolate, hot cocoa while he's watching this too.
He's got like a 3D like hologram thing of the suit that Freeze is wearing already. Like he's got a computer generated thing of the suit. Explains how the suit works with diamonds and shit. He uses diamonds to generate his cold thing because apparently he wants to freeze his wife because she became sick, so he like cryogenically froze her. And he needs diamonds to cool his suit down. There was an experiment that went... Of course, again, another scientist with another experiment that went bad. And it fucked him up, and now he's all cold. And he needs diamonds. What a shitty way... Like, what a shitty way to survive. Like, I need diamonds that I have to use in this suit.
It's almost as bad as building a time machine that relies on plutonium.
Yeah. The Libyans! So... I got written here, he didn't know anything about him before they started this. But now, he's calling himself Mr. Freeze. Alright, okay, I got that. Alfred seems sick. He seems to be under the weather.
Yeah, he went to take their costumes while they were warming up in their robes and drinking hot cocoa. He takes their costumes back to the costume...
cleaning store.
Cave in the back cave.
Yeah.
The costume alcove in the Batcave.
Right.
And, he, once again, leaning against the wall, and he's like, I'm an old man.
And that's something I want to address in movies that always really irks me. Show me a movie. If I'm going to make a movie, every once in a while, I think I'll just have somebody sneeze or cough. You know, kind of the way that, like, maybe real people do. Because in every movie, if you sneeze or cough, you're sick and you're going to die.
You could have stopped at this movie and just said, "Show me a movie," because I don't know what we watch.
Yeah, that's the thing. I hate that movie. Anytime you see somebody go, "Oh, that person's gonna die," you know, and it's just, can you not just put it in the movie normally and make it seem real? Because it stands out like a sore thumb whenever you put it in a movie where the person's gonna die. Anyhow, Clooney's got a bouncing head. I've written here. It's bouncing all over the place. And now, it's hard for Bruce to trust Robin. So throughout this movie, there's this battle of Robin versus Batman. The whole Anakin Skywalker versus Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're holding me back business. That was spotlighted, I believe, in Attack of the Clones. We will be doing the prequels at some point. I have a request for that, by the way.
I don't own those.
Well, we're going to get them. We're going to watch them. And we're going to devastate those films.
I don't own those movies, so
anytime
I will not rent those either.
I'll come up with my. I've got the black market. I'll go to the black market dealer. Anytime that Bruce and Robin, Dick is his name. Anytime that they're discussing or arguing about their plight between the two and the power struggle and stuff, I simply don't give a shit. Okay? Anytime it was just like static white noise. They might as well just have their mouth open and I just heard coming out of their mouths. Because I didn't care. It is poorly done. It's bullshit. It's trash. So, Uma hopes... what have I got here? Uma hops up out of a neon light and smoke back at the South American ruins.
Yeah, Poison Ivy's born.
Yeah, and I guess she's on like some sort of mechanized lift that brings her up out of this hole that she's in a hole. Not sure how that happened. Like a hole and vines and stuff. She's been reborn as Poison Ivy. Red hair and green tight clothes and stuff. So she kisses Jason the scientist. That was his name. His first name.
Jason.
He dies as...
I knew an ape named Jason once.
That's true. I've got in here. He dies as she's Poison Ivy, that is. Get it? She's Poison, comma, Ivy. So I've got in here, Freeze is a crazy person with his goons. As they're back at their hideout, and he's screaming at them to sing, sing, sing! And he's doing his hands.
He's conducting a chorus of his goons.
Some sort of cartoon.
It's one of those old Rankin and Bass cartoons with Mr. Freeze.
Whatever,
it's the Mr. Freeze song from...
Sing, sing, go! It's absolutely ridiculous. So his whole plan that he tells to Vivica A. Fox And I believe at one point he gives her
the only scene she's in the movie.
Yep, and he gives her the cold shoulder too in that scene. So his whole plan is this: freeze the city, hold them ransom, get more money for more work to be done on saving his wife, who is in a frozen water bath, suspended in some sort of thing.
Back to tank.
Yeah, back to tank is what she's in. As behind a wall of frozen food, she lays there. She's in this thing. She's got a necklace on around her neck, and so on and so forth. That's where necklaces usually go.
It's a snowflake.
It's a snowflake. His water's in a water tank, is what I got written here. And now we have a new person that enters the fray.
Fuck.
Yeah. Fuck. Alfred's niece has come over from England. Jolly old England is what I would call it. They eat crumpets and tea. They call cookies biscuits. And this is his niece, and it's her niece. His niece. Her name is Barbara.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody in the last couple decades is named Barbara.
Well,
but anyway.
So here, okay, I'm going to spoil our own review. Barbara Gordon, Commissioner Gordon's daughter, was Batgirl. Okay, so they're just going to call her Barbara.
Gotcha.
Even though she's Alfred's niece.
That makes sense. And who's it played by?
That mushmouth Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah. I do not like her at all. She's terrible.
How was her British accent?
Non-existent. Didn't exist.
But she was from England.
No. She was American, and she went over there.
No. Never says that.
I was confused.
Never says that.
Okay, so she's from England.
Yeah, Alfred actually says, "How did you find the time to get here from England?" Like, never says. Like, they never talk about she lived here and then went there.
And she goes to Oxbridge. Okay.
So let me get this straight. They've merged Oxford and Cambridge together?
Maybe it's a real school over there. I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's dumb. Alicia Silverstone shows up and her mouth is fucking clown shoes. All right? It's all over the place. She literally will start a sentence and a word will begin on one side of her mouth and it'll end on the other side of her mouth. Watching her mouth is just a pure clusterfuck to try to keep up with. Don't watch it. Don't look at her mouth at all.
I wrote Alicia Silverstone looks like a child.
Yeah.
Every time you see her face, in any close-up shot,
yeah,
she looks like a fucking 8-year-old.
Slow 8-year-old, too. She's really rough. Like, she delivers her lines like her mind's really got to focus on what she's trying to say. And it comes out like a little girl's voice and mouth. Okay? So, there's smoke in the garden. They're taking a little jaunt around the garden. And there's smoke machines through the roof just pumping out smoke into this garden. It didn't look like... when did you see that normally in life?
I mean, I've left my house in the mornings before and it's completely foggy outside, but
it's not pumping from
just
one area.
Yeah, it's not just rolling across the ground from one area.
Again, I've got here, she sounds like a fucking moron when she talks. And I've got here, calm your fucking mouth down. It's all over the place. So Alicia sneaks out of the house at night. Bane is driving a car for Ivy. He's like the chauffeur.
Yep, I wrote Bane is reduced to lapdog for Ivy.
She puts on a wig.
Which was ultimately always one of the biggest problems I have with this movie, aside from everything else, is that you take a character, Bane, who broke Batman's back in the comics. Like, he was a criminal mastermind on top of that. Like, he was a genius, okay, on top of being ripped out of his mind. He's the one who set up breaking out all the villains of Arkham to tire Batman out to go, like, capture all of them. And then he takes advantage of that situation, beats the shit out of Batman, snaps his back. He's reduced to a lapdog for Poison Ivy in this movie. And a complete moron, as he can't speak any kind of sentence. It's always grunts and whatever. Like if she says, "Get in the car," like
because Joel Schumacher looks at some drawings of Bane and says, "Oh, he's a big muscle-bound freak. Oh, I get it. This is what he'll be.
He's a bear."
Yeah, he's a bear. She puts on a wig. Bruce is giving Gotham a huge telescope. Ivy, as her her environmentalist freak person, Isley, confronts Bruce about toxifying the Earth. And she tells everybody... She actually says something about how he kind of counterpoints her and says that without diesel fuel and stuff like this and energy, then countless people will die. And she was kind of like, oh well, so be it. That's what we need to fix the Earth or something like that. Which, I mean, that's super environmentalist crazy, but a lot of people do believe that stuff. Freeze is watching a video of him and his old lady, and he needs one more diamond to finish his master plan to make to freeze Gotham. So he's watching old videos. So you see Arnold in his freakness.
Also in a bathrobe.
Yeah, also in a bathrobe.
Everybody's in bathrobes in the movie. And I believe he had polar bear slippers on.
I think he did. He freezes a guy who's going to show him, hey, look, I got something you need to know.
Yeah, Thug tries to give Freeze useful information. Punished for it.
Yeah, I hate when someone talks in the movie or something like that.
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah. So that's something supposed to be funny for those movie watchers that are actually in the theater that paid good money, like yourself.
There was enough things already funny in the film.
And so it's a newspaper, and it says how Bruce Wayne's going to loan a diamond out to some ball that they're going to have.
Yeah.
The ball has a sort of jungle vibe going on with it.
Filmed in the same location as the dinosaur scene in the first movie.
Correct. There's a huge diamond necklace that's up for bidding. And I've gotten written here, constant squirming from me. I was really, really hating where I was at.
I put, Poison Ivy shows up to the ball. The movie turns into a dance scene.
Yeah, it's really, really bad. The music is just all over the place in this whole film. And this is one part where the music is terrible. There are pink poodle gorillas. 2 of them, I believe, walking around this place.
I think pink and a purple.
I don't know. They are a thing out of a nightmare.
That was her costume.
That was her costume, and that was Bane's costume as well.
Yep.
They are straight something you would have in a nightmare.
Why'd they have to show up in those costumes? Why can't they just walk in? I mean, really?
Well, he can't walk anywhere. He's a freak.
Yeah, but she just does a little blow into some faces,
true.
And then they're in.
Yeah, it's true. Turns out to be Poison Ivy. She's blowing fairy dust at everyone that no one notices. And I've gotten here, a movie is a fucking cartoon. As there's noises that go along. It looks like Pepe Le Pew. It looks like an old Pepe Le Pew cartoon.
Yeah, she blows this dust, pheromone dust, from roughly, I'd say, 50 feet away, and it drifts straight to Batman and Robin's nose.
Yeah, it's such an entrance. It's just it's like the biggest entrance you could ever have.
Sorry, Kramer.
Yep. Seduction bullshit with Batman, Robin, and Ivy as she's spraying this dust, blowing this dust right into people's face. I'm sorry, if somebody comes up to me and blows some sort of pink dust in my face, I'm going to probably notice that. Ivy puts on the necklace. There's a bidding war for her. Batman breaks out the Batman Visa card. Ching! And you actually hear the sound of a cash register. That's how much of a fucking cartoon this movie is. Never leave the cave without it, he says. Just grind your teeth to nubs.
I can only eat leaves now because I just have molars left in my mouth.
You're outside eating grass. Freeze shows up and there's a fight.
How about Margot Kidder?
Gee, that's true. She shows up with a fight. Shows up and there's a fight. And there's a bunch of cartoon sound effects. Whoop, zip, and, like people getting.
I put Freeze shows up wires.
Yeah, super wire work.
Because once again, he crashes through the wall in his fucking VW Bug van.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, bam, he flies out of it on wires from like one side of the room to the other, just drifting across the room.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so bad, man. These fucking wires. There's so many of them.
Freeze takes the necklace from Ivy. She tries to do his dust on him. It doesn't work on the cold-hearted. That's helpful for him. He takes off on his Freeze-mobile. There's a car chase scene. Now, you've got Batman in the Batmobile. You've got Robin in his motorcycle. And you've got this the Freeze-mobile. He's got two
Goonmobiles.
Two Goonmobiles. They're driving on huge fucking statues.
Well, it starts off, they're driving down a highway.
Yeah.
He uses his ray to blast a spot in the wall of the overpass, which then hits the head of the statue. He busts through the statue, and now he's driving down the statue's arm.
No fucking way is what I got written here.
I put chase that defies gravity ensues.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
So yeah, they bust through this head of a statue. They drive down the shoulder of said statue, down the bicep, the forearm, towards the hand.
There's no way your car can do that. You're going to bottom out on the middle of your car. You don't have huge wheels. You don't have like monster truck wheels on these things.
Not when it's a model, dude.
That's true. That is true. Batman cuts off Robin's motorcycle because...
Which is what all these look like, by the way. The Hot Wheel. They look like Matchbox cars.
They do. Batman cuts off Robin's motorcycle because he thinks it's too dangerous for him. And Robin does this atrociously hilarious scream. Like, yeah! Like soundless scream.
Yeah, it's Snell's dying all over again.
Yeah. Freezes Batman's car, and he jumps up and flies out like through a escape thing. You know, like you fly up.
There's no escape thing. There's no roof to the Batmobile. He just jumps out.
That's true, but there's like some sort of propulsion.
It is kind of an ejection seat type kind of deal.
And Freeze lands his other two goon cars. They smash.
They crash into the building.
Yeah, and he lands on top of it
because he shut off the middle finger. He had a longer ramp. You see,
That's true.
It's the longest finger.
That's true.
That's how he got that little bit of distance.
Well, he goes, "Oh!" as he looks, and Batman is flying down and flies into the windshield.
Double fist first.
Yep. And just completely, and all of a sudden it shows the draped, dramatic fashion, his draped over cape over the unconscious body of Freeze as he unveils it all by himself in extreme showmanship bullshit is what it is. It's an unbelievable scene. And I've got written here, the nipples on these costumes. Incredible.
How about Batman captures Freeze, ... somehow. I don't know what happened after
Knocked his
that.
ass out. Batman and Robin are arguing again about their partnership. Blah, blah, blah. Alfred's been messing with his computer. What's this all about?
He's looking for his brother Wilfred.
I guess so. I'm going to call you Alfred and you Wilfred. Robin confronts Alicia, and like I said, I'm just going to call her Alicia, as she is putting up a motorcycle. Hi-ya! She quickly flips him with a judo flip, showing off her skills.
She's got skills.
And it shows you a Arkham Asylum. Freezes in a freezer that they have. You see his head. It's kind of like a Hannibal Lecter type thing, but he's in a freezer. And they put him in his cell, and one of his security guards is Jesse the Body Ventura. He'll always be the Body Ventura. He's also a crazy person. Now. Probably has always been a crazy person.
I like Jesse Ventura.
I liked Jesse Ventura.
I will say ever since 9/11, he's a little bit gone off his rocker.
Yeah, he's really terrible.
But I used to like him a lot.
Freeze instantly beats his guard's ass, but he tries to leave, but the lack of cold fucks his shit up, is what I got written down.
Yeah, because once again, there's a spotlight, but this time the spotlight's providing cold air, which is the only place that Mr. Freeze can survive inside of this room.
I guess he just kind of forgot that. I mean, he's been living with this for a while. He doesn't have his suit on. They took his suit off of him. So Ivy and Bane, they pay a visit to the Turkish baths, Jonathan, that have all been boarded up, and they've got a bad infestation of the Neon Boys gang.
This guy's throwing the vats of neon paint.
What is this?
It's trash, man.
It's old. It's that when you go through like an amusement park or like a theme ride, and all of a sudden your white T-shirt glows, with a black light, that ultraviolet light.
Yeah, or sometimes you're wearing dark pants, but then there's these white spots on it, and they glow.
Oh, geez,
never mind.
See what a mess. Bane beats their asses of these Neon Boys. That's what I call them, the Neon Boys.
I put Bane continues to be a lapdog.
Yep.
Because once again, it's Bane, redecorate, and it's him beating their asses.
Yep. Go get me the paper. Ivy starts growing instant plants all over the place. Computer-generated, bad-looking plants start sprouting up all over this place.
Yeah.
Bruce has got his girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. She's played by, I can't remember her name, but she's
McPherson.
She's a model, and I don't believe most models should be actresses. It doesn't really work that way. Robin spies Alicia stealing a bike again. So he takes off after her. And where is she going? She's going into Gotham's seedy underworld of gang racing. She's got to live on
Headed
the edge.
up by
Coolio.
Coolio.
Coolio is the top guy here at the gang races.
Now, this is the only thing in the movie that's true to form still to this day, is Coolio is still standing under that overpass selling oranges.
He's selling oranges on the overpass to anybody. That's what he's doing today. And occasionally maps of the stars. So you've got a couple gangs here. You've got the boys from Clockwork Orange. You've got the David Bowie lookalikes. I think there was another lookalike, wasn't there?
I think they were. I think it was Dennis and Charlie when they were singing their Nightman song. They were there. Yeah, like these '80s hair band guys.
It's really, really bad. So she's got to live on the edge. That's pretty much what it says. Like she's got to have this fast paced action. So she's been racing and she won the night before. these cool races these gangs have. Well, Robin's there too. By the way, this movie had a lot of skewed cameras. And after our last Battlefield Earth thing, which was a genius, which, by the way, just real quick, L. Ron Hubbard died in the late 80s. Okay, so I went back and made sure I looked at that in case his ghost tried to haunt me or something.
You mean his what's the word they use?
His thetans.
Yeah, his thetan.
Those thetans might come and get me. I'll have a net to catch those thetans though. Okay.
You're clean.
Yeah.
You're clear.
Yeah,
clear.
I haven't paid enough money to become clear. So there's some sort of races that gangs do. She joins in, and so does Robin. Constant high octane bullshit is what I got.
All I wrote was race.
Yeah, I mean, some sort of race. Now they both do something where they're sliding. They fall on their bikes and they slide for roughly 3 football fields length.
Downhill, right? Because I mean that's the only way you would slide that far.
No, this is straight linear. This is straight horizontal path that they're going on. So they've dropped their bikes. They're sliding. And they're just sliding and sliding and sliding and sliding and sliding.
It's ridiculous.
It is really ridiculous. And again, it's an insult to your intelligence. You know the way that gravity works. You know the way that certain things work on Earth. And to see it not do that is aggravating. So he catches her and his foot. He's got extreme foot strength as his foot catches around a piece of rebar. Yeah. Which would have pretty much broken his leg.
Let's talk about they slide off a broken bridge. Why were they racing to a broken bridge?
I think they were supposed to take a turn and they missed it.
They all missed it? Because it was just down to them. It was down to the two of them and a thug that she was having beef with.
I think I blacked out in this race. I mean, I was looking at my pad and I was just working.
It was down to those three. It doesn't make any sense why they ended up there. So yeah, she slides off first. He grabs her leg. He gets pulled because of her weight, but he catches himself on the rebar.
Foot broken.
They're both dead.
Yeah. I've got written here, Alicia's mouth is a career killer. Her mouth is a sewer, is what I've written. So, she tells Robin that Alfred is sick, and Bruce says he's been lurking in a bathrobe.
He is. He's in that fucking bathrobe still.
No, he's dying. So Alfred's dying. You don't say. We saw one of the characters in a movie cough. What? He's afflicted with some sort of terrible disease? That's hard to believe, just because he coughed? So, Ivy goes and sees Freeze. I guess she used she got into Arkham Asylum by just constantly using that pheromone dust.
I thought Ivy shows up in the laziest costume ever.
Yeah, it is pretty lazy.
It's a fucking green suit. Yeah. That's all it is. There's nothing on it. Nope. No decoration. No kind of orientation on it. Nope. Nothing.
It could have had little vines or something on it, with little buds or something.
No,
I don't know.
It is a straight green spandex
leotard.
That's what it is.
Yeah. She shows up in that. She must use her pheromones. Bane. Okay, people, let's get this right. Because I spotted this, and I've seen this movie a couple times now. I think this is my third time seeing it.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Yes, I know. Bane breaks into the evidence locker area. So they have the evidence of all these crazy people at the asylum.
I told you, dude, so when they bust out, so they can get their gear and leave in style.
That's true. And you get to see Riddler's outfit from Batman Forever.
Tommy Lee Jones' outfit.
Yep. Two-Face's outfit from Batman Forever. Mm-hmm. And they're stored at the asylum, not the police department.
And not only are they stored there, they're stored in a room that has a window.
And you can quickly, if you're a huge muscle-bound freak full of venom, you could quickly grab the guard and bust through the window. And I thought he was going to take that big metal window and just crush that security guard. But I think he just lays it over gently off to the side. So that's to get, of course, back the suit. They need Freeze's suit. So they break out. They all of them break out. You've got Bane, you've got Mr. Freeze, and you've got Poison Ivy. They jump out of a window area. I can't remember where it was. Roughly 400 to 500 feet down onto water.
Freeze is free.
He is free. He should be dead. You cannot take a 400 to 500 foot drop. They drop so far, their bodies are like little tiny pinpoints. That's how small they are from where the camera is. They're dead as their bodies crash on either the rocks or the water down below.
Well, I'm sorry, but most rivers aren't that deep. I mean, come on. I mean, if anything, yeah, they dropped into 5 feet of water.
And it looks terrible. It looks absolutely terrible.
Yeah, it's real bad.
Batman and Robin get the call that they broke out.
Still better than the fall at the end of Turtles 3, though.
It's true.
Because I think I heard a splash in this, actually.
Yeah,
it cuts away to the guards.
You would never hear the splash.
Shooting down them, and you hear a splash.
You'd never hear the splash of how high up they were.
It carried with the wind.
I guess
because it was down in the canyon.
Yep.
It carried up.
I am the wind. So they broke out, and they meet Gordon at Freeze's hideout, and that's where they uncover Freeze's wife. Freeze freezes the cops that are there, gets his diamonds, and then you have a fight with Robin. Robin and Batman fight Bane. It's a stupid-looking fight in a terribly, terribly looking set. Ivy tries to seduce Batman with pheromones again.
Doesn't work.
All the ice looks like plastic. And it's Batman versus Bane again, their fight. And I've got written here, I can't stop looking at their fucking nipples on their suits. Again, my God, it's so old at this point. Batman and Robin argue. And Robin says that he's going solo. What the hell happened to Bane? I can't remember. Did he get free? Did they catch him? I don't even know, dude.
No, he
got out, I guess.
He made Boom Boom.
I don't know. Maybe made Boom Boom. Ice tells Freeze that Batman deactivated his wife and shows him her necklace. So what really happened was Ivy went in and deactivated his wife.
Yeah, she unplugs the machine.
Yep.
And she says, I can't be dealing with the other bitches.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, no, I can't deal with another woman. This is a one woman show.
Yeah.
And so shows him, he doesn't believe it. She shows him her necklace. He cries and his tear freezes. And it's very bad looking CGI. Ivy shows off some sort of snake plant. It's a mixture. It's Audrey 2. It's Audrey 3, I guess. It looks so dumb. It's very bad. I don't even remember seeing this thing before. Some old doctor tells Robin and Alicia that Alfred is all fucked up and gonna die. There's more Robin versus Batman. It's really getting old.
I wrote Dick wants Ivy. Take that however you want it.
Yeah, it's true. It's really old, man. He says that Ivy's got because he's saying that he's going solo. He wants to get out from underneath Batman's shadow. And at this point, man, we really want this movie over. I know we looked at the time a couple times and we were like, "This has got so much time."
We were just like, "My God, there's so much movie left."
Alfred passes off some box to Alicia, tells her to give it to her brother Wilfred, and there's now the unveiling of the telescope at a ball. And Ivy, in her normal civilian getup, she sprays Gordon in the face again with these pheromones. No one see her doing this. It's absolutely incredible. The guy who plays Gordon does an atrocious job of acting like he's under her spell.
Pat Hingle.
Well, he should have been fired. On the set, they should have been like, "You're fired, Pat." Just because you did that.
Well, they only brought him back because he was in the other ones.
He's bad. Bane destroys the bat signal. I guess he just kind of lifts it up. Doesn't show him actually destroy it, does it?
Nope.
Alicia opens up the box and finds
What's in the box?
It's a disc.
What's in the box?
She's trying to crack the password. And she finally breaks it. There's another scene, but it's pointless.
Somewhere along the line, by the way, I think it was right after the scene where they told them that Alfred's fucked up and shit. Turns out Alfred has the same shit that Freeze's wife has. The same disease.
I missed that part.
Yeah. Alfred has the same disease as Freeze's wife. But his disease is still in an earlier stage that Mr. Freeze found a cure for. So in the early stages, Mr. Freeze could cure it. In the stage that his wife is at, there is no cure currently for it.
This is a rare disease that apparently is not that rare.
So there you go. So Alfred has the same disease as Mr. Freeze, his wife.
It's called plot disease. So stupid.
All right. So yeah. Now back to this. I put Barbara's hacking shit.
Yeah, she's a hacker. She breaks the password by putting in her mom's name, Peg.
Bat knowledge. And
it's full of just all the information about the bat stuff. The bat wing, the Batmobile, the bat boat, yada yada.
Bat boredom.
Ooh, there's a Robin signal up in the air.
Oh shit.
That's what he wanted. Blah blah blah. I've got written here. He says pretty much that Ivy wants him, so he's going to go see Ivy. Freeze and Bane, they take over the telescope. They freeze a couple scientists. They use his diamonds and stuff to start freezing Gotham. These are huge, massive diamonds. There's tons of them. They're using the telescope to freeze Gotham. Alicia finds the Batcave. And a Max Headroom Alfred shows up. A lot of people won't know that, but...
Yeah, a lot of people don't know what Max Headroom is. They're not going to know.
But it's a big computer-generated Alfred. And he was kind of like, well, I knew you'd do this, so I went ahead and downloaded me into the computer.
I counted on you showing up.
You are a good girl, and I made you a suit. I made you something. And then,
Suit me up, Uncle Alfred.
Yeah, she says that. Her mouth is delirious. And of course, again, it's another chance for Joel Schumacher to show numerous buttocks and...
crotch shots.
Yeah, cheeky.
Boob shots.
Cheeky shots.
Boob shots.
Yeah.
It's so stupid,
and
man.
Her,
it's ridiculous.
And her boobs don't really have as pronounced nipples as Batman and Robin's nipples.
I think that would just have been offensive on a female suit.
This whole movie's fucking offensive. Why stop there? So Robin goes and sees Ivy. She kisses Robin. She comes up out of this plant that's like a seat, a throne. She kisses Robin, but he's got rubber lips on.
He's so smart.
So it didn't kill him. Batman shows up and he gets vines all over him. And then we have an unbelievable scene where Batgirl drops in again from glass roof area. She drops about 30 or 40 feet, lands straight on her feet, pops up.
Which, by the way, her boots are fucking high heels.
Yeah, and she did that.
Because there's a close-up zoom of it, and her boots are like 4-inch heels, 5-inch heels. So she dropped 30 feet and landed on those, no problem.
And lands perfectly in front of Ivy. Now, she was watching...
Stance.
Yeah, she was watching from above. She saw Ivy walking, and she timed it perfectly between where she'll drop, fall, land 30 feet down, hopefully survive, ankles won't shatter, and she'll be able to fight. And this is just a moment of pure, terrible lines delivered by both of them as they're fighting.
I don't know what she said, but I did write down everything out of her mouth is mush.
Yeah, it's garbage.
I don't know what she said.
It's very weak. Now, here we go. I've got to mention this scene.
Oh, I did say this movie sucks ice. At this point.
Okay, here we go, people. Now, if you're watching this film, if you watch it for some reason, you hate your life, and you want to watch Batman and Robin,
don't do it.
There's a part... See, Robin has been kicked into the water with a bunch of vines.
Oh, my God.
There's a part where it shows him trying to struggle. Now, they obviously filmed it, and he struggled, and they said, you know what? We need to make him struggle more. What should we do?
Film it again, Joe. Just film some more.
Well, look, Joel, I got this little knob. If I run it this way, it'll run forward. If I do it back, it'll go in reverse. Joel went, just play it in forward and play it, and then play it in reverse. It looked like he's really struggling.
It looked like he came up out of the water, and then just back under the water.
Guys, how much money did this cost?
$140 million.
$140 million. And this director, an editor of the film, decided to rewind a scene forward and then backward to show someone struggling. If that is not the most just shortcut amateur bullshit, you may miss it. You may miss it. But it is a huge, huge, grievous moment in this movie. Okay?
General Grievous.
It is a just like literally like whoever funded this movie should have been like, Joel, I need you to sit down. We're gonna have a little chat about what you did. Okay, I am not happy with what you've done, Joel. I've got written here, Alicia is the real poison in this film. I don't think we heard anything from her after this, too, by the way. I think this did it. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this did her in.
I'm still laughing. She's the real poison.
It's true. Film. She really is. Ivy is knocked back into the plant she was just sitting in. She has control over plants.
And it eats her.
Yeah. It closes in on her. Why?
I don't know.
Plot. Freeze starts freezing Gotham more. They are now, all of our heroes, our 3 heroes, are in costumes 2.0. They've received upgrades.
At some point in this, I don't know where, because I didn't write it down, but they beat Bane too.
Yeah, they beat Bane's ass. It probably was back there where it was. No, I think Bane shows up again because they fight him again.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got it right here.
They got final fight scene at Telescope.
Yep.
Now, don't let at Telescope fool you. It's also where they had the big auction.
That's true.
And where they had a dinosaur at the start of the movie.
Right, and they had the jungle party.
Yeah.
So Costumes 2.0, all three of them are in insane vehicles that all look ridiculous. She's got her own vehicle.
Yeah, he's in the Batwing, except now it's on ice skates. Mm-hmm. Robin is in a fucking airboat straight out of Louisiana. And I don't know what the fuck she's on. She's on like a motorcycle, but it's like has skis.
Yeah, Robin's down on the bayou.
We got a saying down in the bayou.
Yeah.
Blah.
There's big wire work once again. I've got action written here. There's a big action scene here. They grapple up to the top of the telescope. Anytime they shoot their grapple guns, it instantly goes exactly where it needs to go. And it busts through extremely weak, almost tinfoil-like metal.
Tinfoil walls.
Yeah, and it quickly wraps around the best thing it can wrap around. Pretty much.
I hate this movie.
Yeah, it's bad. They thaw out the scientists that were frozen. They use some sort of quick talk to figure out how to unfreeze Gotham using satellites.
Quick talk.
That's what I wrote. They use because that's what they do. They sit there and they look at what's happened. They go, "Oh, what we could do is we could do," and then they're both doing that back and forward. And now their quick talk resulted in them moving satellites in space
with joysticks. To realign the sun that is currently up over the Congo.
Yeah, they have to bounce it around.
They're going to bounce the sun's reflection from satellite to satellite so they can blast Gotham City with sunlight and unfreeze the city within the 11 minutes so all these people don't die. This is happening, people.
Yep. Freeze shows up, knocks Robin and Batgirl off the building. There's some grapple stupidity where he's falling, she's falling, he does his grapple. It only goes around a piece of ice, which breaks.
He grabs her, says, "I got you."
She does her grapple. "No, I've got you." But the thing is, she was already falling way before him.
Why did she wait?
Why did she wait so long to use her grapple?
Why did she wait for him to save her? Oh, it was so she could save him. Plot.
And they must really count on the fact that they have thousands of feet of rope on their grapple gun things. To sit there and like, you know what, I'm just going to wait and fall for longer, you know? Bat and Freeze fight. Robin or girl, I can't remember which one it was, pulls Bane's tubes. And it shrinks Bane back to his scrawny little guy self. Bat beats up Freeze, and they use the satellites of the sun to start to unfreeze Gotham. So it looks like everything's okay.
Brandon, did you ever take a magnifying glass and burn stuff when you were a kid?
Yeah.
What do you think reflecting direct sunlight rays would do if you just
burn you up?
Shot them down on the city?
Yeah, I did it on my arm one time, and it was hurt. It pained, like fire.
I mean, they're blasting the city with the ray of the sun. Yeah. This is the shit that supervillains are made of.
True.
I mean, this is the resume of a supervillain. This is not a hero doing this.
But get this: Freeze isn't unconscious. He wakes up and he detonates the bombs that were placed around the telescope. So they all plummet to their certain deaths. Okay, all of them
except
he uses. Batman uses more grapples to save himself and the scientists. So the scientists are falling, he's falling, and he has like this what he did was he was playing Contra and he got like the spread shot with his grapple gun, where his grapple got an upgrade and it can shoot out. Yeah, it shoots out two of them.
And he shoots it up while his arms are pointed down.
Yeah, his arms are down after he shoots it up. That doesn't work that way. So they probably need to remake that movie and film that scene correctly.
And fix that water shot too where he was drowning.
So Robin and Batgirl, again, they use computer savvy, is what I wrote here.
Their science skill.
Get this, all the computer stuff's all busted up, too. So even with busted up computers, the screen's upside down, which she fixes an upside down screen. I don't even know how a screen gets upside down like that. They use the satellites now to just directly thaw the ice. They didn't need the telescope. What?
I don't know, bro. I don't know, man.
I'm at a loss.
I gotta be honest with you. I didn't write any of what you're saying right now down. Well, I got 3 sentences left.
Well, his body should be broken on that bottom of the ground. Dead.
Was it?
No, he was alive.
Okay.
Batman shows Freeze the video of Ivy admitting, because he's like, you killed my wife.
He's like, kill me too.
Yeah. You killed my mother. You killed my father. No, that's Conan. I'm sorry. Batman shows Freeze the video of Ivy whenever she admitted to killing Freeze's wife.
I don't know how he got a recording of that.
He's like,
whatever.
But she's still alive. Blah, blah, blah. We found her. She's okay. She's still alive. But she's frozen still. Freeze gives Batman some of his freeze medicine to help Alfred. He's got two ampules of freeze medicine in his arm.
Take 2 of these and call me in the morning.
Jesus Christ.
He says that. He's a doctor, you see.
Yep.
I put Freeze gives Batman blue goo to cure Alfred. That's what I wrote.
Just inject this into his veins.
So Batman injects neon blue shit into Alfred's veins.
Yeah. Ivy's in Arkham Asylum, and Freeze is her cellmate. He's obviously going to get revenge on her.
I put movie drags on.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I wrote here.
Winter has come at last.
Jesus.
They'll wait to see if Alfred is back after injecting him with that blue goo.
They all stayed up awake all night by his bedside looking at him.
And Alicia Silverstone tried to fool us by reading some old fancy book with literature or some bullshit.
They were all sick. They were all sick.
It was a coloring book in there she was working on.
She's got Beetle Bailey inside of it. She's reading Beetle Bailey.
Alfred is back. He's awake. He's got delirious eyebrows. His eyebrows are they look like books have been placed on his eyes. You get one last Alicia Silverstone mouth. They're all standing together, and they put their hands together, and they all agree that they're going to be partners. And Alfred has the last line in the movie. We're going to need a bigger cave. And that cave's already fucking massive.
We instantly stopped the movie.
Well, right before we see the shot of them all running towards us, silhouettes, as Batman's head still jiggles and his wings jiggle as he's running towards us.
It's a garbage film.
It's shit.
It's real bad.
It's terrible.
It's so bad.
I don't even know where to begin. What are we looking at time-wise?
Hour and 20 minutes right now.
Okay, go for it.
What do you fucking go for it? There's nothing to go for. This movie fucking sucks balls, dude. Like, it's so bad.
How does it have 11%?
It's so bad. You and I were going to go buy it at like a used bookstore if we had it on DVD to watch it for this. And then we went, why would we ever want to own this?
Yeah.
Let's just rent it.
Rather spend the money, probably the same amount.
Probably the exact same amount, but like now I don't have to own this. Like I said,
I used to have it.
Here's the thing, man. This fucking movie, Dungeons and Dragons Battlefield Earth, it's like you said, dude. You would never want to watch any of these again for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I've seen these a couple times. This has got to be it. I've got to finally cold turkey these 3 fucking films. Well, this is what this is. Go 8 Podcast is helping me put these movies in stone for everybody.
Let me ask you this, and this is a serious question, and you have to pick one.
I'll pick one.
Okay. Which of the 3 would you watch again if you had to?
D&D.
I was also going to say D&D.
Yeah, I know it's crazy.
So does that mean D&D is actually the least of the worst?
Well, that's my third.
Right.
So,
but see, now that I'm saying D&D also.
It is. I mean, yeah, it's the least of these 3 movies of being worse. Because you can get some enjoyment laughing at D&D. Did you ever laugh in this fucking film at how bad it was? That's the difference, okay? That's the difference between these. Batman and Robin... Okay, let me start over here. D&D and Battlefield Earth have hilariously bad scenes in them that make you really die laughing at them. Batman and Robin is just pure campy bullshit throughout the whole thing. No redeeming qualities whatsoever. I still think Battlefield Earth is a worst movie based off of several criteria which I explained in our last video, which is a very popular video. Episode, which is a very popular podcast. It has no redeeming qualities whatsoever. But yeah, the D&D movie is not as bad as this movie. I mean, you can laugh at it. You can laugh at Thor Birch. You can laugh at friggin' Jeremy Irons, Snails. You know, some of the stuff happens. But this movie, but I still put it in the middle because Battlefield Earth has got such... It's just so wrong. It's just so insulting. It's just so stupid. But this one, once I got my mind, okay, we're watching the movie, and I sat there and I said, what was he trying to do? And whenever I heard the article, when I read the article where it said that he called this a sci-fi opera, that's where I realized that this was just supposed to be his take on the Adam West Batman TV show.
Well, I think that's what a lot of people said for years. This and Batman Forever with Val Kilmer. Both of them are supposed to be campy like the Adam West show. And I'm like... I mean, it's just... But the problem with that for me is... You know, whether Tim Burton directed these or not, obviously he did not, but like, you can't have two really serious films, and then have two that are the complete opposite of the spectrum.
Yeah, especially when you want it to do the things that you want to see, that some of the villains you want to see.
I honestly don't know how after Batman Forever he got hired back to do Batman and Robin.
Well, I'll say this: I haven't seen Batman Forever for a while now. But I do remember it not being extremely horrible, but it was bad.
Do you remember the Riddler's pink hair?
I do. It was as if he dabbled in what he wanted to do, and he did that in Batman and Robin. You see what I'm saying? He finally got to do what he wanted in Batman and Robin, but he gave us some tastes of it in Forever, which really made it shit. But I think that Jim Carrey as the Riddler, of course we'll have to do the video, the podcast of those. Jim Carrey, I guess his Riddler was over the top. I mean, super over the top, of course. Tommy Lee Jones's
Two-Face is worse.
It's horrible. His makeup, his outfit is horrible.
Yeah, he's far worse than Jim Carrey is as the Riddler.
George Clooney is ass. All the people involved in this, acting-wise, is terrible. George Clooney did apologize for this movie, but to me, I would be like, your apology is not accepted. You're bouncing, stupid head. You did not do a good Bruce Wayne. And you know what's so funny about that? Is, in my opinion, George Clooney, with some of the other movies he's done, he seems like he would be a better Bruce Wayne. I'm about to say Bruce Willis. Bruce Wayne. But he's not.
But dude, this was so much earlier in his career. I mean, this is 97.
Yeah.
This is almost 20 years old. This movie's 18 years old,
I bet
man.
there's a lot of people now haven't seen it, too.
So I'm saying, man, this movie's old, dude. Like, this is a long time ago in his career. So, the one thing you can say is he's grown as an actor.
Oh, he's definitely grown as an actor, but this is straight director. This is all the director's fault. This is Joel Schumacher. And I know he's
only ever had one film I like.
Man on Fire? He didn't do that, did he?
No, he didn't do that.
What was the movie?
Lost Boys.
And the Lost Boys was 80s,
right,
all the way.
Right.
You almost couldn't... Lost Boys had a good plot to it, which I think helped him. This didn't have a good plot to it.
The only other movie that I've seen that I would say maybe, and so I can only say maybe because I've never finished it, okay? But I've seen part of it, is that movie with Colin Farrell, where he's trapped in the phone booth, and there's like a guy threatening to kill him if he doesn't, if he steps out of the phone booth.
Yeah, I've heard some cool stuff.
That's a Joel Schumacher film.
Well, the guy's definitely hit or miss. This definitely hurt his career, big time. Definitely hurt the respect I have for him, if I had any at all, really. Everybody laughs at this film. This is probably the film that most people have seen of these three. I've never heard anybody say it's good. It's probably it's definitely, I'm not going to say probably, God, what am I saying? Definitely one of the worst superhero movies. This is right up there with Catwoman. We're going to have to do Catwoman.
No! Are you springing that on me? Is that what's happening here?
I don't know. I haven't figured out what we're going to do for next week. Next week will be a surprise for our listeners.
Let me look at him, for God's sake.
God almighty.
I'm gonna look real quick and see what other movies he's done.
He sucks balls, dude. This whole movie's terrible.
He did Falling Down with Michael Douglas. That's a good movie.
Well, he's hit or miss. I think he probably takes extreme amounts of opium, and then he starts working on a movie and makes shit. So, I don't like anybody involved in this film. There's nothing redeemable about it. I actually miss Prince's soundtrack. I'll never watch it again. And I'm staying firm on these three movies. I'm never going to watch these movies again. I've remembered them. I've seen them. I've seen them all now, probably about 3 or 4 times each.
One of these days, your daughter's going to want to watch one.
Yeah.
And you're going to be like, all right, honey, let's do it.
I don't know. I don't know if they'll have the attention span by then to watch a movie like this back, in the future, the way that the kids are nowadays. So that's it. Batman and Robin's a huge stinker. I'd watch D&D over this definitely, but I'm never going to watch them again, so it doesn't really matter. It's a moot point now. Anything else you got?
Nah, this really took it out of us.
Yeah, we're both pretty exhausted on this film. Plus, it's late.
Yeah, it was real bad.
I don't know what the song is. I guess it's my choice this week.
It is your choice.
The music's coming.